I want you to imagine this. You're standing in front of the mirror one morning. You reach up to grab something from the top shelf and suddenly you notice your arm doesn't feel as strong as it used to. It's not just age. It might be your muscles quietly shrinking day by day without you even realizing it. One of my longtime patients, Jack, he's 67, once told me, "Doc, I don't get it. I eat just like I used to, but getting up from a chair is harder than before." I looked at him and gently said, "Jack, that's your body asking for help. And a big part of the answer is right there on your plate." Have you ever felt something like that? Today, I want to share with you 7 of the best foods that can help you not just hold on to the precious muscle you still have, but also rebuild strength from the inside out in a natural, safe, and realistic way. Because after 60, nutrition isn't just about staying full. It's about staying strong, staying active, and staying in control of your life. You know, after 60, our bodies begin to change in subtle ways. Not loud, not dramatic, but if you pay close attention, you'll notice the small signs. Climbing stairs feels harder. Your legs feel a little slower in the morning. Maybe you don't feel as steady on your feet as you used to. I still remember Elaine, 72 years old. She used to be a professional dancer. She came to see me and said, "Doctor, I don't feel confident on the floor anymore. My legs feel weak and I don't know why." I held her hand gently and said, "Elaine, this isn't your fault, it's natural. But that doesn't mean we can't do something about it." Because after 60, it's not just about gray hair or wrinkles. We're also facing a silent enemy, age-related muscle loss, what we in medicine call sarcopenia. But here's what I want to say loud and clear. You are not powerless. With the right care, especially starting with your diet, you absolutely can stay strong, independent, and in control of your days. There's something I always remind my patients, whether they're sitting in my clinic or watching through a screen like you are now. Never underestimate the power of a simple daily meal. I once asked Mr. Henry, 74 years old, living alone after his wife passed. "Henry, what do you usually have for breakfast?" He smiled softly and said, "Just white toast and weak coffee, Doc. Easy on the stomach." I nodded and replied, "But Henry, your body doesn't need easy. It needs the right kind of fuel. You see, after 60, our digestion slows down. Those heavy, greasy, processed proteins, they're no longer the best choice. Instead, I often guide my patients to choose natural, easy-to-digest protein things, like salmon, eggs, Greek yogurt, or soft-cooked lentils. These foods don't just nourish your muscles, they're also gentle on your stomach. Have you ever thought about swapping your toast for a warm bowl of stewed beans in the morning? Just one small change? But it could be the beginning of your journey back to strength. Let me tell you something that not many people talk about clearly. When it comes to rebuilding muscle, it's not just about eating enough protein, it's about eating the right kind of protein. I once had a patient, a 69-year-old man, very disciplined with his workouts and meals. On paper, everything looked great. But he kept telling me, "Doc, I still feel weaker every day." So I ran some tests, and I found what I suspected: he was low on essential amino acids. You see, amino acids are like the bricks your body uses to rebuild the house, your muscles. But the truth is, your body can't make all of them on its own. Some, like the BCAAs, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, you have to get from food. And they play a crucial role in activating muscle protein synthesis. That's the body's process of rebuilding and renewing muscle tissue, especially after 60. Now, I always tell my patients, you don't need to memorize those scientific names. Just remember, lean meat, eggs, fatty fish, Greek yogurt, and soy. These are the foods that give you the bricks your body needs to build back strength. Because in the end, it's not about eating more, it's about eating what your body truly needs to recover. And then there's the question I get all the time from folks over 60. "Doctor, is there a pill I can take to get my muscles back fast?" I usually smile and say there is, but I don't want to start there. Because I truly believe this health doesn't come from a pill. It comes from the small choices we make every day, what you eat for breakfast, whether you take a walk instead of sitting all afternoon. You know, many people past 60 feel anxious when they notice weakness creeping in. They start reaching for supplements, muscle boosters, growth hormones. But I want you to know your body still has the ability to recover naturally, safely, if you listen to it and give it what it really needs. I remember Rosa, 66 years old. She came to me feeling exhausted and considered hormone therapy. Instead, we changed her diet, added more eggs, fish, greens, and introduced light resistance exercises in the morning. 3 months later, she looked at me and said, "I feel like I'm coming back." I didn't need pills, just patience and belief. That's what I want you to remember. You don't need shortcuts. The natural path through real nourishing food is the most sustainable road to restoring your strength energy, and independence in your golden years. Now let me ask you something. How do you want to live 10 years from now? Some of my patients say, I just hope I can still walk on my own without being a burden to my kids. And you know what? That may sound simple, but it's actually a huge, meaningful dream. Because after retirement, what gives us real freedom isn't money or time, it's physical strength. The ability to stand up, walk across the room, carry things, do the small daily tasks on your own. To keep that, you need something incredibly valuable: healthy muscle. A dear friend of mine, a retired colleague, once told me, I used to think retirement meant resting more, lying around. But just after a few months, I noticed I was moving slower. My back started rounding. I needed the railing to climb stairs. That's when he realized not moving, not eating right, leads to faster muscle loss than you'd expect. And I told him what I'll tell you now: the right nutrition combined with just a bit of movement. It's not to turn you into a bodybuilder. It's to help you hold on to your freedom, your strength, and your independence. Just picture this. You're still able to carry your own grocery bags, tend your garden, take your grandchild out for a walk. That's not a fantasy. That's something you absolutely deserve if you start taking care of yourself today. And I know what you might be thinking: Doctor, all those good-for-you foods must be expensive, hard to find. But no. Let me tell you this straight from the heart of someone who's spent decades working with older adults. The solution isn't far away. It's right there in your kitchen. You don't need to chase down fancy imported superfoods with sky-high prices. What your muscles really need after 60 can come from the most familiar things: eggs, canned salmon, yogurt, tofu, peanut butter, leafy greens, oats. These are the steady, trustworthy companions that help your muscles stay strong day by day. I remember a patient of mine, Linda. She lived in a rural area, and one day she said to me, Doctor, I don't have big supermarkets around. Just a small market down the road and some veggies in my backyard. I smiled and told her, well, sounds to me like you've got a treasure right there. You see, the magic isn't in anything flashy. Your body doesn't need glamour, it needs consistency and care. A simple meal made with a little knowledge and a lot of love can do more than the most expensive supplements ever will. And I believe with the things already around you, you absolutely can start rebuilding your strength right from your warm, familiar kitchen. Now I want you to picture this. A small fall for a young person, just a bruise. But after 60, it could change everything. I've seen far too many cases: just a slip in the bathroom and suddenly it's a fractured hip, weeks in the hospital, and months of lost mobility. Sometimes the start of losing independence altogether. And here's the thing: the problem often isn't just the legs, it's the muscle. Did you know strong muscles are your body's best defense system? They keep you upright, balanced, and protect your bones. When muscle mass goes down, the risk of falling and breaking goes way up. I had a patient, Sharon, 70 years old, who once fell just trying to pick up her phone. After that, she committed to gentle training and adjusting her diet. 6 months later, she walked back into my clinic, eyes full of pride. Doctor, I've been going to the store by myself again. No one helping me, just me. And I want the same for you. Because building back muscle isn't about looking good in the mirror or showing off your biceps. It's about protecting yourself so you don't fall, don't break, and don't give in to old age. Have you noticed after 60, everything slows down: how fast we walk, how well we sleep, how our bodies heal? Even muscle repair, it doesn't work the same anymore. And that's why a high-protein diet is no longer optional. It's essential. I remember a consultation with David, 68 years old, a retired construction engineer. He asked me, Doc, when I eat less, I feel lighter, less bloated. But I also feel weak much faster. Why? And I told him honestly, the thing you cut out, David, was exactly what your body needed the most: protein. After 60, your body actually needs more protein to maintain the same amount of muscle. But the irony is many older adults eat less because they're afraid of bloating, cholesterol, or just losing their appetite. But protein from healthy sources like fish, eggs, milk, tofu, lean meat, nuts, is the fuel your body needs to repair muscles, support your immune system, and power your daily energy. You don't need to eat like an athlete, but every meal should include at least one proper serving of protein. That's your way of saying to your body, I'm still here for you. Even after all these years, we're still in this together. I often ask myself, what's the greatest gift that comes with age? It's not money, it's not status. It's freedom to live life on your own terms without depending on anyone else. A 75-year-old gentleman once told me something I'll never forget, Doctor. I'm not afraid of aging. I'm afraid of becoming a burden. And I understood him deeply. Because that fear, it's a quiet truth for so many people over 60. But here's what I know for sure: your body can still heal. It can still be strong. It can still be independent if you care for it every single day. You don't need to do anything grand. Just eat well. Move a little every morning. Sleep peacefully each night knowing you're doing what you can. When you protect your muscle, you protect your balance. When you eat right, you keep your mind sharp. And when you care for yourself with patience and love, you're telling yourself, I still deserve a life that's active, joyful, and full of meaning. Aging, it's not the end of the road. It's the time when you get to slow down, but live more deeply. My friend, if you stayed with me until now, I know one thing about you. You care. You still want to take care of yourself. Live strong, stay independent, and feel like you matter at any age. So I want you to remember this. Strength doesn't disappear, it just falls asleep sometimes. And you, through every meal, every step, every small choice, you can wake that strength back up again. Don't think it's too late. Your body is still listening, still waiting for you to care for it again with nourishing meals with patience and with just a little movement each morning. And if today after this video you change just one small thing, choose a healthier meal, take a few more steps, or simply believe that you still deserve to feel strong, then to me that is the most beautiful gift. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you love or hit that subscribe button so we can keep walking this journey together. Let's keep building health in our golden years with kindness, with peace, and with love. I'll see you in the next video.